What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cam, sitting here with my lovely wife, Vicky Logan, and we are your hosts for the podcast, Everything is We.
Wow. Everything.
Everything is we. Everything is we. And it is week 8. Week 8, y'all. Season is just going by so fast. It's week 8.
The year is going by fast.
The year is going by fast. We about to be in month 9.
Wild.
It's insane. Xander turned 5 months this month. Dude is getting big.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we had to upgrade his crib.
Yeah, I built out his bigger crib.
Oh,
and
not the big boy crib. I can't. I was looking at it last night. I was like, wow, this is much.
It's insane.
Time is slipping away from me. Time. No, they harmonized it, but it was so bad. It was like,
it was pretty ugly.
Time. And he was like, time.
It's definitely pretty ugly.
Ooh,
but yeah,
somebody
man,
done me wrong.
It's insane. Another thing, today is 8/24. It's Mamba and Gigi Day. I got my Lakers shorts on. I didn't wear my hat, but it's Mamba Day. For those of you that don't know, Kobe is my favorite athlete of all time.
That was, remember when?
Yes, I do.
It's like one of those monumental things now where like they remember how they used to ask you, wow, do you remember what happened when 9/11 happened, or where you were when 9/11 happened? And like we would all like be like, wow, remember where you were, like what were you doing and stuff. But like now the Kobe thing is like, well, first of all, that whole year, that whole the first few months of 2020 was like, do you remember where you were when this happened? When this happened? When this happened? I mean, that whole year was tragedy after tragedy. Every month was just chaos.
Yeah, that was a wild.
It was a chaotic year. There was a lot happening.
Yeah, so they released some Vanessa and
how was 2020, right?
And Nike. Yeah, they were able to come together because Kobe should have had a lifetime deal. Nike, I don't know what y'all was thinking. When he passed, they weren't able to come to an agreement, but now they have come to an agreement. And last year they came out with some special GG Kobe 8s or Kobe 6s. And then yesterday, Natalia, she's modeling stuff now. They launched the Mambacita and the new Protro collection of all the new Kobe's that's going to be released in I believe they call it like the Angel collection. So they're all white. They look beautiful. Added some new materials, things of that sort. That's just a little extra detail because, yeah, I know I'm a big Kobe guy, big Kobe fan, and like to keep my ear to the streets in relation to the streetwear and sneaker game. But yeah, man, shout out Kobe, shout out Gigi, shout out all the families that lost loved ones on that tragic day. Still praying for y'all. Yeah. And that just goes to show you like the impact that people's lives have on other people.
Right.
It's a domino effect. It's like a ripple. You know, people say it's like raindrops in the ocean. Yeah, you may not think that it's making a big difference, like I talked about last week, or was that 2 weeks ago? You may not think it's making a big difference, but if it continues to rain in the ocean's sea level is going to rise. And so the impact that you may have in someone's life, you just never know. It's like, well, I was just giving them little nuggets, but those little nuggets over time, they add up. So yeah.
Well, you started this podcast off so solemn.
Sober and solemn.
I didn't know that was on your heart, but okay. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, Told you, man. I'm just, if I feel it,
Do you want a hug?
I'm gonna just share. If I feel it, I'm gonna just share. It didn't really hit me till I was like, no, it ain't really the 24th, but it is. So yeah. But hey, I'm excited to be here with the fam, the team. I just want to give a big shout out to Lexus and Daniel and Xander and my wife for y'all showed up. We did these angles. Do we do these angles the whole season so far?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So shout out to the team, man. Round of applause for y'all. Let me just go ahead and come on, turn the volume up. Shout out to y'all. There's a lot of podcasts out there. There's a lot of podcasts. And y'all could be listening to anybody. Y'all could be listening or watching anybody. But y'all choose to listen to us. All right.
Cam is in his appreciative bag today. Y'all
and I think it's dope, man. I really do.
Oh.
I really think it's dope that how big or small our audience is, the weekly listeners, some of y'all that come back. I got a funny story I'll get to in a minute. Some of y'all that come back and y'all catch in, or those of you that don't miss a single week, you don't miss a single episode. Y'all hit us up, y'all stay connected, y'all let us know, like, y'all interact and engage with us in the comments. I think it's dope. And I'm very reflective because I don't ever want to find myself taking things for granted. Because influence, everybody don't have influence.
Right.
And we do. God trusted us with influence. If you have influence, that means that God trusts you with influence. Whether you influencing for bad or for good, either way, you're trusted with influence. And so I think it's dope, man. And we doing this. This is like us. Got no major production team. We got one light right here. We got 2 cameras that we pay for out of our own pocket. We got 2 tripods that we pay for. We in the crib. Y'all say y'all like the new vibe, like cozy vibes. Thank God for my wife, because we got these
I just got random stuff.
Off-white pillow, random checker pillow, and I hate our other.
Oh my gosh,
thousands of pillows.
And I'm like,
can we get these pillows out of here? Every season,
he be throwing away my
before
pillows.
Xander was here, she would buy pillows for spring.
You need
pillows
different
for summer,
for different
pillows
seasons.
for fall. Don't let fall come around, because then we're gonna have pumpkins and corn weeds and corn stalks and pampas. What is that called?
Yes, it's called
pampas. And you got the fake flowers over there, and you got turquoise or magenta pampas over there. And I mean, yeah, if it wasn't for her, like, this just would be a great couch with a bunch of LED lights. That's my taste. I still miss the couch that we had when we first got married.
Oh my God, baby,
That
them
was a
little
great
baby
couch.
them little baby couches, little pleather couches.
At least multiple people would be able to sit down. They back wouldn't be hurting.
Those couches were tiny.
What is that? I'm pointing at our other couch that's in front of us. This couch isn't even supposed to be here.
First of all,
But my mother-in-law liked this couch when she come to the house.
first of all,
Or if not, it'd be gone.
you approved those couches. I bought them and I
Because-
said, you want to send them back? Because we don't
care.
have to keep
Because
them.
I don't care.
You do care, because you just said, what is that? You have an opinion.
I don't be caring.
You have an opinion, though. If you didn't care, you wouldn't have an opinion.
I don't care.
Okay. Well, anyway, leave my couches alone. I bought them because I thought we wouldn't be in this house for that long. They were,
guess what?
Decorative.
You thought wrong.
They were decorative. I bought them for content. I really was not thinking, oh, we finna have. No, I wasn't thinking anybody's gonna be over here. I was like, don't nobody come over here. Oh, well, we need couches for everybody for.
And now people come over here.
Well, because
People
we have
come
a
over
baby.
here, don't even say hi to me.
Nobody was coming over here to see us. Xander like, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Lexus walked in and just immediately started smiling at Xander.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
She never smiled at me like that.
They coming to see me.
Since we was kids.
They're coming to see the Temptations.
But yeah, week 8.
Feeling great.
Feeling great. Congratulate and appreciate.
Wow. Quiet on the set. Because you know Cam is going to leave this in here. You're not going to edit it out.
Show is. It's live. This is a live show. Have you watched? You don't watch podcasts like I do.
It stresses me. It just stresses me.
Watch a podcast earlier, man. You know what I'm saying? CB was in the back. He was talking about, who's the greatest between him and Usher. And
okay. Not you was watching that.
the guys was in the back. They was talking, being loud, and the homies in the back laughing. It's live. Like I love when we're asking each other questions, and then Dan's over there with his computer, and we ask him, and then he like chimes in, but he doesn't have a mic. I think next season we're gonna give him a mic.
We just need to give Dan a mic like every day in general, like all the time.
Give him a mic because so I can't chime in.
You gotta really listen to hear what he's saying, but it'd be like
it's great.
It's great though.
I love it.
You're like a character from The Office. You're like a TV show, like sitcom character. Like he like be whispering stuff, but it'd be hilarious, and I'd be like,
it's great.
You gotta really listen because he be cracking jokes.
Now that we went on a mostly me 12-minute tangent.
Yeah, you was
more like 11 minutes and 28 seconds.
You was talking about Cam does this thing where like he has to like let people know when he's a words guy, so he has to let people know when he appreciates them like right then and there. It don't matter what's happening, he will stop what's going on and be like, guys, I just love y'all. He does it with our friends all the time too. He like, guys, I just love us.
If I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about it because y'all ask all the time, what do y'all be thinking about when you just stop and then you just stare off into the distance instead of me just staring off into the, like, I know, say it then in that moment. You're so expressive about how you appreciate people and stuff, and it's cute when you do that. Because, sometimes when you don't get the love and appreciation that you feel that you should, you make sure that you give the love and appreciation for people so they always know where you stand. There's two types of people in this world. There's people like you who feel like they don't get love and appreciation, so you got to share it. And then there's people like me, and it just makes me I don't care. I also don't be thinking about it in the moment. It takes me so long to process how I really feel about things. I won't think about it until like a year later. And then I'll look back on this moment and I'll be like, wow, that was so great. Remember when we did that? That's me. Like in the moment, my brain don't be doing that. Wow. So people probably don't know that I appreciate them because it takes me too long to say it. By the time the moment has passed and it's a year later, and I'd be like, wow, guys, I just loved when we did this. That was a year ago, Vicky. Get it together. All right. We are into our Vow Verse of the Week. Is that what you're calling it? I just made that up right now. Oh. It just hit me. Okay. Like sometimes my ideas are processed in like a visual like display. It's like 3D goggles. When you go to the theater, it's like that's what I saw when I was about to say Verse of the Week. It was like VOW. That's really you're talking about. That's not 3D goggles. That's Oculus. Okay. Like virtual reality. I'm just saying it popped out. Like virtual reality. Oh, well, pop out. Yeah, that would pop out. No. that would be like, yeah, that would be like, do they still do 3D movies? Is that still a thing? Yeah, because we watched something in 3D. When was the last time we saw a 3D movie? Avatar was in 3D. It was 4D or something, wasn't it? I don't know. I feel like they don't really do that anymore. They're not. They're kind of slacking on like they need some better technology with the glasses. I think they're being cheap, to be honest. Because the glass, it don't be like, I feel like when we were younger and we went and saw a 3D movie, it was 3D. Well, because we had them glasses that one was blue and one was red. They still are. They just try to make them because people take them out the movie black. And wear them. They're black now. The whole thing is black. There's still a film. But there's still yes. But it's not like when we get to the paper ones and it was one blue and one red. Take me back to the paper. Yeah. I feel like those worked really good. Take me back to the paper.
Paper chasers.
Because then they try to charge you an arm and a leg for the 3D movie as if the glasses cost $15 a piece. Cost them $2.99 to make them glasses. Probably less than that because they buy them in bulk. 50,000 pairs of 3D glasses. You get them for 79 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Remember we used to get the 3D glasses and pop the lenses out and wear them as glasses?
That's what I'm saying. That's why they do those now. People keep them. Wear them.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah. I think I did it twice in my Thai trivia era. When we was walking around.
You was wearing ties with skinny jeans.
Ties with skinny jeans. We would do the short tie, the short fat tie with a vest.
Converse.
I had all kind of Converse. Feet was hurting like a mug.
I feel like that was the same era when we was dressing like business casual and to go out. Like we were going to parties in business casual. Girls were.
Oh, I was like, what parties? What parties you been to?
I mean, I've been to parties.
When you say parties,
I've been to parties.
What age?
In high school. In high school and college, I went to parties. Well, in college, I didn't go to as many parties.
Like parties? Or like birthday parties?
Like birthday parties. Not the club. I went at the club. I never went to the club.
See, when you
no, I did go to parties.
You went to a party, like it wasn't, it's so and so's party.
I mean, but the parties that I went to,
it was a party.
The parties, no, I never went to those because I didn't go.
It was a house party.
No, we didn't have those. I went to private school with rich kids. Okay, the parties I went to were like events, and we was like on yachts and in rented out barns. They had like celebrity guests at their parties. I was at Sweet 16s and
my.
They was fancy, and I was wearing my business casual to them parties. But they was lit though. They had a DJ and everything. They had a whole DJ set. It would be, and the moms would be out there, and they would be dancing with the kids. They would be drunk. Then my mom would come get me. I could never stay till midnight. I always had to leave like at 10:30.
Because like Dad preached last night because you was different.
I had a curfew. I couldn't stay out too long.
Because you're different.
Right before it got too rowdy, I was always out. So
be holy, be separate. We are the called out ones. Hallelujah. Glory be to God.
Yeah, I didn't really go to too many functions though. Because you want to know why I didn't go to functions? Because I would get a text. You want to Skype? So I would go home.
That was God using me to keep you out of foolishness. Huh?
So I would do all my friends' makeup and stuff.
Hallelujah.
I would do all my friends' makeup and then I'd go home. Skyping you.
I had got rededicated back to God, and God was using me to keep you out of foolishness that was trying to bewitch you.
Bewitch.
The devil had a plan, but God had a greater plan.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
I didn't do too many functions. I did a few college things though. Went to some concerts and some probates and some things like that. Pageants, couple AKA pageants I went to. I was doing makeup though. Listen,
God was delivering you.
One thing about me, I was hustling though. The only reason I was there because I was hustling. I was making some money. I was doing people makeup. I was taking their pictures. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole hustle going. All right. What are we doing?
It's the VO dub. It's the VO dub. I'm gonna let you go first. Tie-dye socks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fast because I didn't have a scripture of the week. I forgot. Last week I had two, and then this week I was slacking. So I'm just gonna read what my app gave me for my daily refresh. The daily refresh is different than the verse of the day. So I'm gonna do the daily refresh. It says, it's Psalms 94:19. When anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought me joy. Okay, Xander.
That's exactly what I was doing. Oh, that dude is hilarious.
Yeah.
That's all you got?
That's all I got because I haven't studied it or anything. It was popped up. Daniel gave me another good one and I forgot what it was. I didn't even write it down. That's probably why. Because I didn't write it. It was Samuel though. It was First Samuel. I just don't remember the rest. Oh, I already highlighted this. Let's see what my notes say, guys. Let's do that.
Come on, take us deeper.
Yeah, I have notes for this. Okay, wait. I highlighted 2. So this is 18. When I said my foot is slipping. Your unfailing love, Lord, supported me. And then it goes into when my anxiety was great within me, you brought me great. Let's see what I wrote. No. How do I see what I wrote? Related? I didn't write anything. I just highlighted it.
Yeah.
What? Well, I thought I had something written, but guess not.
Hey, that's all good. That ain't no problem. Well, my scripture is a scripture that has truly been one of my favorite scriptures. I preach this to the youth all the time.
Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify
Matthew
your Father.
5:16.
I already knew that one.
Matthew 5:16. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father whom's in heaven. See, sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, we have to begin to live our lives in such a way. It doesn't matter what sphere of influence that you may be placed in. There is something that is on your life that God wants to get the glory out of you from. It doesn't matter if you're in
get the glory out of you from.
That's how they be talking.
What?
It's like, bro, just get to the point, dog.
What?
No, seriously. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify our Father in heaven. In whatever it is that you may be doing, a lot of people think that you have to be holding a microphone to be a minister or be a preacher or have influence, godly influence. And it's like, no, you can just live your life in such a way where people can be like, bro, like, it's something different about you. I don't know what it is or such and such. Like, this is what it is. My dad used an example yesterday at church, and I do this often. Like, I don't walk around like, oh, I'm Pastor Cam. Like, I ain't walking around with my clergy collar on and my big red Bible.
Please don't. I would not be around you.
I would never do that anyway because I hate wearing my clerical garb. If you take offense to this, I don't care. But when I come in contact with people who may not be of the faith or, they love God, but, they're not heavily involved in the faith, I don't make them feel like trash, right? But I just continue to live according to my core values, which line up with the word, right? Living my life in such a way, not using language that will make people look at me sideways and ruin my witness. And then somebody be like, hey man, such and such, man, don't be talking like that, man. Cam is a pastor. And be like, oh man, I knew it was something different. Like, man, I'm sorry. It's like, yeah, like, it's cool. But like, now that I would appreciate if you didn't talk like that. I'd appreciate if you don't use those kind of jokes around me because number one, they're not funny. And number two, like, there's no reason for that. But that's just living your life in such a way. I had another partner who, I come in contact with, often. And he's like, man, like, I really appreciate the way you carry yourself. I really appreciate how you carry yourself in the space that you're in, especially in the influencer space. I feel like it can be easy for us to allow mixture in. And I'm always going to stand on what I believe in, no matter who I'm around, no matter who I'm with. I'm going to stand on what I believe in. And I believe it's greatly accredited to this scripture. Let your light so shine before men. Your light can't shine if every time you get around people that have no light, you dim yours so they don't feel like an embarrassment. Like, no, continue to let your light shine bright like a diamond. But yeah, no, that's really it. That's my scripture.
So shine bright.
That's my scripture and I'm sticking to it. So It's an easy one to memorize, guys. Matthew 5:16. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven.
Sorry, I had to do it. You all know I had to do it.
Boom. Boom. All right. So are we continuing from last week?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to touch your shirt. It looked like it was soft, but it's not. It looked like it was terry. Like it was terry cloth.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean.
You know? I'm disappointed.
It's not terry cloth. It's hairy cloth.
Okay. Yes, we're continuing. What's happening over there? We're continuing the marriage Q&A. Definitely need to finish that before we move on to anything else. It shouldn't take too long, so maybe we might talk about something else in this episode. But this excerpt is going to go on my main channel too. I'm going to add this to the other video and then just put it all in one because I don't think it'll take us that long to get through it. So, and people are impatient, so might as well just give them the whole thing. So yeah, we're going to continue on that. You have the questions pulled up. Did you reflect on the year? You didn't.
This year or last
year?
Yeah, I keep telling you.
I needed you to reflect so that you can answer the questions properly because we're not even going to be able to answer them now.
Did you reflect?
I don't have to reflect. I look at pictures all the time, so I know where I was at a year ago.
Okay.
You ain't got to worry about me.
Okay. Well, lead us off then.
Okay. What is the biggest lesson we learned in 2022?
Lead us off.
I can't say what the biggest lesson is for you.
What was the biggest lesson?
The biggest lesson for me,
you learned last year?
The biggest lesson for me was, I feel like I learned this lesson probably every year of my adult life.
Oh no, yeah, I got it.
My biggest lesson was, it was more about like, just, you never know. Okay, not you never know, but you just never know how things are gonna, like, you can be as prepared as you think you are for something and you still are not. Like, it's like, because I went into, I don't know, like, for me, I was really frustrated. I was really frustrated because I thought that what happened, the way that it happened with me getting pregnant, I didn't think that was going to happen when it happened. Like, in my brain, I had already decided there was a certain way I wanted this to go, because based on the fact that we had to wait so long and based on like how our trajectory was going with our business and stuff, and like the new house thing, like how we were gonna like do that, and like I just felt like everything was gonna line up perfectly and that was gonna be God's perfect timing, and I was wrong and it threw me off. So I learned that, and then and like me goal setting, when I tell y'all I don't goal set, like I'm not a goal setting type person. I'm a go with the flow kind of person anyway. So the first time that I ever tried to set goals and like reach those goals and none of them happened, I was so mad. I'm like, I'm never doing this again. I'm never setting goals again. Are you kidding? This is a joke. So to me, it was like teaching me like, okay, you can like have all of your plans, but many are the plans. Yeah. It is not always going to go it's like you can think you're doing everything right. Again, we've talked about this before. Like you can think you're doing everything right, and that still doesn't mean everything is going to go the way you want it to, or it's not going to go the way you hope it would. Like God's timing is still God's timing. His plan is still his plan, and it don't look like yours. So get over it. That's what I learned. Yeah,
and as soon as you started talking, immediately it came to me, because there was a very pivotal moment in last year that I've done, and I've done it before, but like this time I had a different level of expectation and desperation, and it stemmed from the desperation. How many of you have ever been here where I feel like preaching?
You're such a preacher. Oh my God.
Because
how many of you?
I'm trying to like, I'm really trying to put this into words, contextualize my thoughts.
Yeah. I was just doing that too. It was hard for me. I don't know why.
But last year was such a pivotal year.
It really was.
And the biggest lesson I learned is it's many lessons. They were all pivotal. They were all big lessons. One is you can have a plan, like we said last week. You can have a plan, but everybody got plans till you get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
The other lesson is even when you don't see God moving,
he's still moving.
He's moving.
Yep.
Even when you don't think he's working, he's working. And God is very, very moved. I made this post and a lot of people were reposting it, and people were hitting up my other pastor friends that were reposting it like, no, God doesn't need us to do anything. He doesn't. But God does move when he can sense our level of expectation and desperation. Mm-hmm. The quote says, the atmosphere of expectation is the breeding ground for miracles, right? When Jesus, you can go read it in the New Testament, in the Gospels, when Jesus would do mighty miracles and he would do amazing things, the Bible says that Jesus needed time away, so he would go to a desolate place. Jesus needed rest. That's one key thing too. We all need rest. We're learning this big time this year. We have a baby and we haven't been on a real vacation. Don't bring it up. It's like, man, you need rest, right? Rest is not a reward. Rest is
it's a requirement.
Man, like it's a necessity. But every time Jesus would go away to go to a desolate place so that he can be refueled and recharged by his heavenly Father, the Bible says that people would find out where Jesus was and would flock to those places. Hundreds of people would follow Jesus. Imagine you trying to go on vacation and hundreds of people are still following you. Your family members following you, asking you for money. Your kids is like, Mom, Dad, I still need XYZ. All your responsibilities are still following you wherever you're trying to go. And then Jesus would still perform miracles because he said, out of your desperation, because you came this far. So it's like, man, God will work and he'll move in those moments where he can tell that you're desperate, where he can tell that you're expecting something. I came to the right person because I know that I can get what I need from you. Right. So that's one of the things. That's one of the biggest things that I learned in last year was when I decided that I wasn't going to just fast with the church every time the church does a fast. That I was going to fast on my own. And I began to fast on my own because it was something that I was desiring from the Lord. And I knew only God could do this miracle. And as I was fasting,
it was funny because it already happened. So
she was already pregnant. She was weeks.
That's what was really
pregnant.
funny about that.
And God was like, bruh, you over here stressed out, tripping.
I had already did it, but
losing hair thinning out. You ain't sleeping. You're anxious, even though I'm telling you to be anxious for nothing. You ain't casting your cares. Stress is just all out of whack. Got to give you some extra supplements to take because you don't know how to calm down. I got this.
Right.
God was literally telling me, son, I got this. Clapping just like that. That's how me and God's relationship is. And I'm like, man, God, thank you. And I've been blown away ever since. So if you've been there, type that in the chat. Let me know if you've ever been there. Turn to your neighbor, say, neighbor, we've all been there. So, yeah. What is something new that you learned about me?
I don't know.
Last year.
I don't know if this is like new or if this is just like we changed. Because there is a paradigm shift that happens. I don't even know if I used that phrase right. I just wanted to say it. I hope I used it right. There is a paradigm shift. There's a shift that happens when a couple becomes pregnant. Okay. You had your dad energy kicked in like immediately. And you definitely like changed. You were like more like no nonsense all of a sudden. Like your whole dynamic, like not dynamic, your whole like demeanor changed. You was like, man, I'm a dad. I don't need this. That's how you was acting. Like you wouldn't like, I don't know. I can't think of like an actual instance when this happened. I was just cracking up because you were more mean. It's like you kind of turned into me for a second, and I was like, oh, I like this. Like you just wasn't having it. Like I don't remember when. It was happening, and I was like, wow, Cam is different. He's new.
No, I totally agree. I'm still like that though.
Yes, you were more mean. Like it's like you, because remember we retook our little personality.
You, but it's not
our little personality tests or whatever. Because I was like, we should do it again to see like.
Yeah, she was begging me. Oh, baby, we should do our test again. I hate being questioned, and I hate answering questions.
The only reason I had you take it again is because we was talking about it in Jamaica, and I was telling them about it. But then Lexus had told me that she took it because, I forget why I think you and Daniel took it, and then I was like, oh yeah, give me your results so I can see how to work with you better, because it's like the one I'm talking about is like the 16 personalities one. That one is more like it gives you like coworker advice and stuff, like not coworker advice. It's not like that. See, because now I got to give a whole disclaimer about these tests, y'all, because somebody gonna ask me about the Enneagram.
Oh, but sister in Christ,
y'all know the Enneagram is a cult. It's a cult. It comes from the occult.
But it's a resource that will allow you to work with your brothers and sisters better.
The 16 personalities is yes. Now
we're not saying that you need to fashion your life after this.
No.
Like all.
No.
I was about to
like your little zodiac signs and stuff.
Exactly.
We don't do that.
She did it.
We don't do that.
I was about to go.
But also, people have brought up that that the Enneagram has like some occult roots and all of that. Okay, I stopped using the Enneagram. I don't even call myself that no more. But also, people be using that as a personality and making it their personality, and that's not what we do here. I literally just use it as a resource. Same thing with the love languages test. Same thing. Okay. So, anyways, but I remember I had you take it again because I wanted to see like if there were certain things that had changed, because I noticed it and I was like, he's more like assertive, like he's more, and you were saying the way you were talking to people, you had more of like a matter of fact. It's like something you've kind of always been that way, but you were more like, I don't know, before me getting pregnant, you were more like chill. Like you were like, oh, I'm not going to ruffle feathers. I'm not going to. But then like all of a sudden you was just, you was just saying whatever. Oh, it's because Instagram had just dropped that new feature where like you can put like a little status thing. And then you was like, I'm finna choose violence. And you just start saying a bunch of polarizing stuff. You would just say whatever. Like, I'm like, can you stop trying to start arguments? What are you doing? But it was funny to me. I just thought it was funny.
Oh, Kim. Wasn't saying nothing to me.
And you was posting stuff on Facebook. I don't follow you on Facebook because I don't be on Facebook. But
I'll still be doing that.
You were saying that you were posting just random stuff on Facebook to make people mad.
I did it the other day. People was like, oh my God. I like know. This Cam.
I know, but I don't know. It's
One
just
of
something.
My main friends like, oh, I like this kind of carrying on.
But even before we got pregnant, maybe I shouldn't say this. You're just, I don't know. You was acting different. Yeah, that's more bedroom related, so I can't say that.
Oh but, my! But
it translated in all aspects. There's unmarried people in here, so I'm gonna just keep it PG for now.
But I said this. I said I felt the shift. My dad felt the shift in me. Many people felt the shift. Like when I turned 30.
Yeah, it's really when you turn 30.
Things just started shifting for me. And like each year.
It's really when you turn 30.
There's another level of progression. Like when I turned 30, that was the most confident I had ever been in myself. I had been at that particular time, I had been an ordained pastor for 5 years at the time.
You had been at your job for 10 years.
I had been in my job for 10 years. And like last year, I felt the shift, but especially once we found out you was pregnant, I'm like, listen, because I've seen it. Like, y'all not about to talk to my wife crazy. Y'all not about to do anything to make her feel any kind of way or uncomfortable. Y'all not about to make her stress levels go up. Y'all not about to make my son's blood levels or vitals or any, like,
he was in there chilling.
We was both chilling, actually. If you do anything to hurt my family, I felt like Liam Neeson. I have a unique set of skills, and I'm not afraid to use them. It's my family we talking about. This my family. Okay, you talking
family?
I feel like what's her name?
Dom.
You talking about my wife.
No, I thought you were talking about Dom.
It's my wife.
On Fast and Furious.
No.
Family.
No.
What's something new you learned about me? I feel like that don't count either because I was pregnant. So I was just a totally different person in general, but okay.
No, I'll say though, once we started on our holistic health journey, I don't know if I said this before. I think I was telling you though, but it was like when we first got married, you know, you had those. It's kind of locker room talk, but it's kind of not because it's nothing like crazy. But guys, we talk about our wives, we talk about our girlfriends, whatever. Like, yeah, man, my girl, she was doing X, Y, Z, and you know, guys at work were telling me about their wife, and like, in back of my head, I was like, my wife don't do that.
Okay.
But now, she's.
No, okay, so
she's in the majority. She's in the number.
I'm Delulu. Am I Delulu?
She's in the number.
No, but you know why that happened though? It literally, like, last year was like the peak of it, I feel like. Especially like the earlier in the year, right before I got pregnant. I was like totally like, I should have known I was gonna get pregnant that year. I should have known this. Because like my feminineness was very feminine. I don't even know how else to describe that. It's like hormonally, I was like really feminine. I was in my feminine energy. And when Cam met me, I was in a very masculine energy. Okay, I was one of the homies. That's probably how we fell in love. Like, I was just your homie. Like, we was cool. Like, I was one of the guys. I didn't have like, I wasn't emotional. Like, I wasn't like irrational. Like, I didn't care about nothing. I was just like, man, please, like, whatever. But then, like, as soon as I started getting my body together, then emotions start coming up. But it wasn't a bad thing though. Like, I think I became more like, I don't know, expressive, and I don't know, it was just weird. I definitely could tell that I was a little different. But is that's just what you learned new about me?
Yeah, it was like, okay, a lot of the things that I didn't think you were like, you became.
Example.
You sure?
Yeah, this was last year, right?
And currently.
No, we're not talking about currently. We're talking about last year. Last year. What did you learn about me last year? Something new you learned about me last year. You're thinking about now. Something new you learned about me last year. That I could get pregnant.
That's funny.
Well, her uterus works, guys. He was worried. You don't know.
Last year is hard though.
Okay, well,
because for 90% of the year,
it wasn't 90. I was only pregnant for half the year.
But still, last year was so polarizing for you because
yeah, it was. I was two different people.
Yeah, you like the beginning of the year, you was in your bag, you know, with the fashion and the style and all that. Like, we talked about it from January all the way up.
Okay, so what did you learn about me new then? You didn't learn nothing new then? No.
I guess no. No.
I didn't change when I turned 30. I feel like I changed. I just feel like I was different. Not really. I was the same.
No.
Okay, so I definitely changed when I was pregnant.
You definitely changed when you was pregnant.
I feel like I was kind of the same, just a little more mean.
But I didn't learn anything new. Okay. I mean, I had a deeper realization that you really are like, you love experiences and you like trying different things and you know, because you were just really excited about the snowmobile and the skiing and like,
yeah,
when we did the travel Wisconsin thing, like there was nobody there, but like you were just having the time of your life.
I had so much fun ice skating with you. There was nobody else out there.
She had just a blast and you were just so excited.
I was. I think you really learned that I actually am like introverted. Like, I don't have to be around a lot of people to have fun.
No.
Like, if nobody's there, Cam is like, this is boring. I'm like, it's us though. It's us having
No, I
fun.
didn't mind, but it was just like
He's like, what do we do?
you were just you're just like a little kid. Just
I was.
so
I love
excited.
I love skating.
So
I've been trying to get you to ice skate with me forever. That was fun.
we tried to go. We tried to go downtown. Remember
We
that?
did. It was too many people.
70 trillion people.
We were in that line for literally forever, like an hour and a half, and we never even got to skate because we was too cold.
It
It was freezing, man. Well, anyways,
It was a waste
I'm glad you
of time.
I'm glad you realized that I like to have fun.
It was a waste of
I have more fun when nobody else is there. That's the thing. Cause I'm one of them kind of people, like, you don't know if I'm enjoying myself or not. Like, you can't tell if I'm having fun, but it's really just cause like I have more fun when it's just me, or like if it's just us. I don't have to be around a lot of people. A lot of people distract me. I can't. Okay. In what ways did we grow? I grew physically. My nose grew, and my feet.
I feel like I don't know. Maybe for me, I feel like
In faith, we grew a lot.
we definitely grew in faith.
Because, as you recall, last year we made a lot of big faith moves. Not just the getting pregnant thing, but like in general. Because, you know, I was gonna let you.
You can't.
We did. We made a lot
You
of.
making a thought. You finishing your thought.
We made a lot of. Okay, so
You said because
faith
you know.
moves. Boom. Well, I mean, aside from the adventurous things that we did, like seriously, we made some faith moves. We hired an employee. That was a lot to take on. Okay. We hired a whole employee. That's faith move number 1. Number 2, we put money down on that house in faith that we were going to build it. And then we were still trying to do the pregnancy thing. So we both did the blood testing and stuff. And like we went to,
Yeah.
and then I guess I can talk about this because I did post about it. I switched agencies right after finding out that I was pregnant. That's kind of risky.
Yeah.
And then going to Fashion Week to meet all of them. That was my first time doing that, and we did that last minute. Like, we just was like, let's go. And then you were like, oh, you should announce your pregnancy at Fashion Week. And I was like, oh, I should. And then we did that. And then, I don't know, it seemed like we did a lot of stuff last year. Did we?
A lot of things happened. We did a lot of activities. There was a lot of travel in the beginning.
We went on that trip to Ohio.
Family vacation.
Not knowing
we traveled like every other
what was
month.
gonna happen.
We traveled every other month last year, and toward the end of the year, we traveled every month.
Mm-hmm. We did, but what I'm saying is, like, we were like just doing stuff. I don't know. Have we always been like that? I feel like we always been like that. Did we grow though? Did that make us grow? I feel like it did.
Well, I was gonna say that I feel like we had to depend on each other.
Yes.
I feel like more than we ever had.
Yes.
Because in the beginning of our marriage, like, I was at work 90% of the day.
Yeah.
If you include commute, workout, and then come home, like, plus I was traveling a lot. You would come on my trips, but then still, like, I was gone a lot. And, for these last 2 years, I've been with you a lot, but then when the pregnancy happened, we had to depend on each other a lot, right?
True.
I had to be there, drove you to I went to all the appointments.
Yeah, you did.
I was there every time, every step of the way. You needed me for a lot as you got bigger.
Yeah, you had to take over a lot of stuff business wise too. Like, you had to start doing all the tax stuff for me and all that.
Taxes, get on the calls with the team, and
And we had to have meetings, all three of us, me, you, and Lex. We had to have meetings and stuff and configure things and
yeah,
building systems and trying to get the stuff together. So,
yep.
shout out to us. Shout out to all the pair.
So what was something that made you love me more?
Just to see you so excited about being a father. It's what we all wanted. Remember, I kept saying, I'm so happy for you, but it made it seem like I wasn't happy for me.
Yeah, she.
But
Vicky has a way of saying things with the right intent, but she says them so wrong. She does it all the time.
If we're being honest,
she does it all the time. Guys.
If we're being honest, I was more happy for you than I was for me because I knew what my body was about to go through. That's really what I was thinking about. So that's why I kept saying, I'm so happy for you because you just don't know what I'm going to have to go through. I was not excited about that. Is it okay for me to say that? I wasn't excited about my body having to be beat up like it is now because I'm still beat up to this day. That's not fun, guys. Stop trying to make people think that pregnancy is all this fun. It's not. It wasn't fun. I did what I had to do to get the baby out, but geez. I wasn't excited for that because it's like you have no idea what's about to happen to you.
Listen.
Like I was on edge.
I made a whole video.
I have no idea what's about to happen to me.
I think I made a whole reel saying, I'm glad I'm a man.
But I was so happy for Cam.
M-A-N.
I was so happy for Cam.
Natural born.
I'm not the kind
would never want to be a woman. Mm-hmm. Never.
Okay.
I just wouldn't.
No. You wouldn't. I
don't have it in me to be a woman.
I've given you plenty of reasons why you shouldn't. So
I don't have it in me. And for any other men out there, I don't know why you'd want to be a woman.
Okay.
Well. Women, I applaud. Listen.
I applaud. I'm shook.
I'm
myself.
so glad God made me a man.
Well, I can see why women would want to be men, but here we go. All right. Yeah. Anyway, I was very happy for you because I knew, like, I wasn't, let me say this in a way that doesn't sound bad. But I've said this before. I never really had baby fever like that. You know what I mean? Like, Cam is a baby person. He loves babies. He's like had dad energy since I met him. He's such a dad, you know? Like, he just gives strong dad vibes and he really loves kids. I wanted kids strictly for the generational, legacy thing. Like, I know I got to put these kids out in this earth so they can be somebody and go somewhere in life.
If you want to be somebody,
it is my responsibility to bring them here. So that's what I was thinking in my brain. Like, somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I love Xander though. I really do. I really, really do. Hey, I didn't think I was gonna like him as much as I do. Like, I knew I was gonna love him, but like when people talk about how moms love their kids, like, I didn't think that it was like an instinctual. I mean, I did think it was an instinctual thing, but I didn't know how it was gonna feel when it happened. But once it hit me, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm feral. Like, I will fight somebody. Like, I want to fight. I don't know how else to express emotions like that. Like, I don't know how to express my undying love for somebody except punch someone. Like, I don't know where else to put the feelings. Like, what do you do with them? You know what I mean? Like, it just makes me want to fight. Like, I want somebody to say something so I can punch them, so I can show them how much I care about my baby. I don't know how else to, but anyway, I was very happy for Cam. That's all I'm trying to say. I was very happy for Cam because he really wanted to be a dad, like really, really, really bad. And I knew that. And it was like, for a long time of our marriage, I was kind of sad because I felt like I couldn't do that for you, And like, I was happy that I could finally assist.
You know what's crazy though? Like, because it started off, not that it started off rocky, but you were healing and recovering, but the relationship you and Xander have, that boy loves you so much.
He really does. And I'll be like, why do you like me so much? I mean, I know why you like me because you think he so low-key thinks I'm him, just like an extended version. I don't think he's still learning the difference between me and him. Like, he's like feeling on his feet and stuff like, oh, this is my body.
That boy love him, mommy.
He really do love me though. Like, this guy loves me. He really loves me. That's crazy.
And you love him.
I do.
Because
he's I just want to fight somebody.
The way she be going on and on. She's like, yeah, Lexi said she would come over here and take Xander. And I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do today. You ain't just gonna take him.
Because I need. It's because I need to be doing something that distracts me from the fact that he's not with me if I'm not with him. Like when we go on dates, it's fine because I'll drop him off. I'll come here. I'll get my hair done, or I'll get my hair done, or I'll like, I'll be doing stuff. If I'm just here at the house and he's not here, it's like I'm sad. I feel like a part of me is. It's like he's literally one of my organs. Like I don't even know how I can make this real to y'all. Like, okay, imagine somebody took your liver out. No, not even your liver. Something you see every day. Your arm. Imagine somebody took your arm and was like, okay, I'm gonna just take your arm real quick. I'm gonna go use it. And then you gotta be like, dang, like, what am I finna do without my arm? That's how I feel about Xander. Like he's literally a body part of mine that they took from me. And like, if he's not attached to me, I feel like I'm missing a body part. Isn't that strange?
It's very strange.
Because it's actual facts. Like, as numb as the half of my body was when they did the C-section and I couldn't feel anything, I literally felt him leave my body. Like somebody took a limb off of me. It was so weird. It's just weird. Like it's trippy. I don't want to be this way. I promise y'all I don't. Like I am the most don't like nothing, don't care about nothing person ever. So for me to like really, really like be frustrated because I really want to be team forget them kids. I was so team forget them kids at the beginning because I hadn't really attached to him yet. But now I'm like, don't take him, please. I will lose my mind. Even though at the beginning I was fighting my way down the stairs and I wasn't supposed to be going up and down the stairs to see him when my mom was watching him. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Something that made you love me more, me getting pregnant. Other than me getting pregnant, something else. Because we all know you love me more as a pregnant woman. First of all, I was really cute pregnant for like the first half.
It was.
That first half, I was real cute.
When we shot drop 1. Mm-hmm. Or no.
2? 1. 2, I was pregnant.
2,
well, actually, I was pregnant for both, but 2, I was
2
visibly.
you was pregnant, but 1, you were pregnant, but I didn't know.
Yes.
You was so fine.
But not you made me. That made me.
No, because we had started having deeper conversations with each other.
Yeah.
Remember, we went. I remember that one dinner we had at Shea Koo. Mm-hmm. And we was talking about there's unmarried folks in the room, but we were being open, vulnerable.
We were being transparent.
You gotta have those transparent conversations.
You gotta.
With your spouse.
No, y'all need to know this because one day, when you get married, you need to know these people. No, actually, we're gonna do a whole episode about this. So gird your loins. We're gonna do a whole episode about this because somebody asked me a question. She's not married. She has a fiance, and she asked me a question, and I'm gonna talk about it because unmarried people, they be scared to like talk about sex or think about sex. Like they be real scared. Well, people who like want to do right. Okay. But it's important that you are able to have these candid conversations with each other as like a couple. Because you're going to need those skills, communication skills. You're going to need those. Like, it's important. It's a part of how you build intimacy with each other. Like, you need to know, like, where you're at. Like, you can't just go your whole life doing something and never ask, like, am I actually making you happy? You know what I mean? Like, and that's not just a sex thing. That's just in general. Like, is our relationship okay? Like, are we actually, like, doing the things that make each other happy? Because that's what we're here for, So that's what those conversations were about. It was more so about the sex. But in general, you need to do that anyway. But anyways, go ahead.
No, you got to have the open, honest, vulnerable, transparent conversations. Because you know what I found out? Like, you could even be with someone for so long and be...
complacent?
No, not complacent. But be scared to bring up certain things. Right. Because you don't want to offend or you don't want to hurt or you don't want to make it seem like, I'm not saying because communication is a two-way street. Mm-hmm. A lot of times what I see, and that's so funny because I'm having like low-key deja vu from looking at the counseling packet. And I was reading some of the questions on there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, They was lying on it. Well,
I'm just thinking about this like a couple weeks. Don't if y'all do premarital counseling, don't lie.
They were lying.
Do not lie in premarital counseling.
Don't
Please
lie
be honest.
because it's just gonna affect you in the long haul.
And the counseling is there to help you.
It's supposed to help you.
Like you got to tell the truth.
And I think a lot of us, we get scared about being honest and being real in those types of moments because you don't want this to fail. But if you get married and it fails 5 years later,
it failed anyway.
It failed. I'd rather save my heart from breaking in the beginning before we get too deep and too many strings attached.
Yeah.
Then we went through the ceremony. All these people were here. All these people were witnesses. We spent all this money, and then 5 years later, you can't even stand dude. He can't even, like, you can't even stand her.
Or you have a baby with them and it brings out the real them, and then you really up a creek with no paddle.
So what I'm saying is, don't be afraid.
Why are you laughing at myself?
That was an old Shannon Sharp country.
I knew y'all were gonna like that one.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all was gonna like that one.
Yeah.
Y'all forget I'm country too now. Don't let this Chicago accent that I accumulated fool you.
Girl, please.
People say I sound like a Chicagoan now.
They don't know Chicago. Anyway, like I was saying, you don't want to seem like you're offending because communication is a two-way street. And a lot of times what I've seen, this is a generalization. I'm not saying everybody's like this. What I've seen is the man communicates a certain way, and then the woman takes it a certain way. He didn't say that, but that's how you took it. You're like, well, that's how he meant it. No, that's not how he meant it. That's just how you took it. And a lot of times we can allow our feelings to get in, and it can be vice versa. Let's be clear. It could be the other way around. So you have to not be afraid to have those real conversations. Because and one thing that I appreciate about my wife is no matter any chance that she gets, we're having our dinners or our date nights, she said, hey, I haven't checked in with you this week. Like, talk to me. And that's great for me. You know, I don't always want to do it.
He doesn't. He fights me.
Do it, but
he fights me.
You know, it's good. It's good for you. So, yeah, just like asparagus and Brussels sprouts, they ain't always good, but if somebody cook them right, you gonna eat them.
No, but that's good to, and we'll expound on this more because I feel like we should do a whole episode on this and talk about this. Because there's more to it. Obviously, in like our Christian culture, it's very taboo to talk about sex, or it has been at least, and it makes people uncomfortable because we've been told that it in the wrong context, it's wrong. But then, like, because it's been so harped on in that context, it's like now people just see it as wrong in general, and so then they ask like really personal questions, like, "Oh, can we do this? Can we do this?" And it's like, that's your bed, that's your house, why you asking me? But then when I think about it, I'm like, people have been told that so many things are wrong that they don't even know how to have sex with their husband because they haven't been taught that any of it is good. So when you have to communicate about those things, it feels weird. It feels like, oh, I shouldn't be talking about this, but you're married, so you can. But you have to get out of that mindset of like, oh, I can't say anything. So like, as time has gone on, we've become more expressive. Yeah. And we don't feel like a hindrance. Oh, I can't say certain stuff because we don't want to like offend. Because we both grew up in like an upbringing where certain things were like offensive to say. So you can't, but we married. So you got to be honest.
Got to be honest.
Okay. Any regrets?
Rugrats?
From last year?
No, because
I always feel like,
because all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord and are the called according to his purpose.
I think at one point we thought that we had regrets, but then we always come back around and be like, well, no, because we try to make the best of everything. Like, you know, see the bright side. Even though this didn't go the way we thought it was going to go, it's fine. Like, it's going to work out. Even if it's not working out right now, it'll work out eventually. You just got to give it time. So I don't have any regrets. I mean, there are things that I thought I regretted, but in the moment you think you regret it. But no, I don't regret anything.
No regrets.
No regrets. In what way? I feel like we already talked about this. In what
Yeah.
ways? Yeah, we talked about that. How did your finances / business grow or change, especially with pregnancy?
All right, so there was a perception. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be short and sweet in the Cam way.
Yeah, because when do you do anything short and sweet? But okay, go ahead.
In the Cam way. You know, there's a perception in the influencer space that if you have kids, you get pregnant, man, it's just gonna you're just gonna have all these opportunities. They're just gonna come out of the woodworks, and it's just gonna flow. And oh my God, you're gonna make the most money, and you're just gonna have just this life of abundance. That's not the case.
Yeah, if you exploit it too.
That's true.
I was trying to be nice.
So one of the things that we wanted to be mindful of is, number one, there's a real devil out there. Mm-hmm. Number two, people are crazy. Mm-hmm. People are crazy. People are strange. People are weird. Number three, I'm not about to be plastering pictures of my son all over the internet or any other children that we have after this, because obviously we ain't out here just flaunting and flossing and whatever, but the more things that you put out there of yourself, the more
you're responsible for it.
The more you're responsible, the more your kids are able to be spotted and picked up, and there's just certain things that, you know, they didn't ask for this life. They didn't ask to be brought into the world. So I'm not going to put them out there to have additional scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I wasn't asked to be, I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be a PK. I didn't ask to have the life that I have, right?
Right.
It happened that way. And so there's some things that I just have to deal with because that's just the way it is for me. But also, I want my son to be able to decide, like, no, I want to share this, or I want to, you know, and that's just.
But then also, when I was pregnant, I had already decided that I didn't want my business or my content to revolve around, like, or to like, because it's like when you are a lifestyle kind of influencer, like when you like talk about everything and share everything, like then your life becomes business, and then like you have to, like, you don't get a break. You know what I mean? Like you don't. Mm-hmm. Like I'm always constantly thinking about work, even though I don't think about it as work. I'm working all the time. Like my brain is always working. And so like, especially because we was working together more and like trying to build the business, especially last year, we were really working on building but this year I took maternity leave because I was like, I need a break. But last year we were really trying to build the business and like, okay, we need to make sure we're like making this amount of money and doing this and doing this and doing this. Like, it's like we had to like really focus on not trying to change my platform too much to where it was like only about the baby, because then I'm forced to like share my kid, because now all I talked about is being pregnant and talked about, you know what I mean? And I didn't want that to happen. Like I still want to be me. This has always been an outlet for me. Like it's always been like a creative outlet. I don't want to take that away from it and make the whole thing about my life, and we can only talk about my life, you know? So that was like one of the things and that's also one of the reasons why I ended up switching agencies as well, because I felt like I wanted to be more in like I wanted to stay true to the things that I really love and enjoyed. And the agency that I'm with now is more fashion geared, and like they, you know, so I was able to go to Fashion Week for the first time and all of that. So like that was like the pivot that we made. We wanted to make sure that like everything we're doing is what we set out to do from the beginning, and we were not trying to change it into something that we can't sustain or keep up with, or you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But also like it was a huge shift too, because I had already told you that I wanted to retire. Obviously I wasn't going to retire, but I knew we had a maternity leave coming up, and so we had to kind of like shift focus from just what I was doing to like, okay, Cam, like what do you want to do? You know what I mean? Like, and that's when you were like, oh, I want to do more golf content. I want to do more. You know what I mean? So, and now you're doing the things with your friends and stuff like that. And so we kind of, but I wanted that anyway. When we started the podcast a long time ago, we talked about that. Like, I was like, man, I want him to be the guy. Like, I don't want to be, because before I had like, I feel like it was more so like me doing influencing and you had your job and we were separate and we weren't doing it together. And then we came together to do it. But I was like, I want you to make content too, though. Like, I want you to have, because Cam got a lot of skills and he got a lot of knowledge and stuff. And I be wanting him to like,
come on, talk to me.
I be wanting you to like,
come on.
I see a following for you.
Talk to me.
You just be in your way.
Talk to me.
You be in your way. You think people don't care or people don't want to hear what you have to say, or, oh, this don't go together. Preaching and golfing, what does that have to do with each other? I don't know. Like, you be in your head.
Shout out to my guy G Day, man.
You be in your head, bro. People want to know. You're like I feel like people need to get to know him more because they already know me. I talk about myself all the time. I'm tired of talking about myself. Let me chill. I just want to chill and be with my kid. Like, Cam, I want him to be out there doing the cool influencer things, and because there's a whole space that hasn't been tapped into yet. But we're tapping. He's tapping. We're knocking on the door. It's starting to happen. The older white man golf trope is like, it's a done. No, we're not doing that no more. Like, the young guys are starting to golf now. Like, y'all gonna make it a fly sport. You know what I'm saying? And it's happening. I just even like the skincare thing. Like, you could do a skincare routine. Like, people want to see what you're talking about. You made that one Tesla TikTok and it went crazy. I'm gonna actually do another one. You know, I'm gonna do a full. He has a lot of knowledge about things. Full video. And so a while ago, I knew, okay, one day I'm gonna get pregnant, and one day when I get pregnant, I cannot multitask. I know my brain. I'm not gonna care about nothing else but this baby. Ain't nobody got time for that. And I want to be able to like just do a little bit of influencing on the side, but just be a mom. You know what I'm saying? And I want Cam to like step into his greatness. You know, because it's there. Which is originally why you left your job, because you have all these great things that you can do. It's just you got to find your way. I'm still being. You can go the distance. Deprogrammed. He's still being. It takes, and that's another thing. I feel like that's what people are trying to ask, because people ask like how it was for you to like go from corporate to being an entrepreneur or whatever, and like as a topic to talk about. Yeah, we can dive deeper in another video. Yeah, but that's like a whole thing. Like, deprogramming is a lot. Especially because I pulled Lexus off kind of a corporate job too, almost. And she also, y'all think similar. Like, y'all need more structure and more. And I'm not. I'm very all over the place. So us trying to all work together has been interesting. Yeah. But we're persevering. We're doing great. Shout out to the team. Everything in life is a process. It really is. And it's just when you come in contact with a process that doesn't look like the processes that you've dealt with before, you still got to realize it's still a process. Everything's a process. And so that's one of the things that I'm learning is either way, it's a process, right? Mm-hmm. Whether it's a process that you're familiar with or not, it's a process. So I keep saying process, but that's in a lot of places, that's a cuss word. No, it is. Process. Stick with the in sports. Stick with the process. It's a process. The process. You gotta continue with it's a process. Any type of growth, any type of development, it's a process. And so yeah, I'm grateful for the people around me and especially my wife, who's always encouraging me. I know I frustrate her to no end. Oh my God, he does. But I'm being deprogrammed and reprogrammed, and I'm seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, and God is surrounding me, and you're always one person away. You're literally always one person away from the connection that you need, or building and developing a relationship that's going to grow into something greater. But you can't be afraid to step outside of the box and do the things that you love, right? And so, my wife challenges me, just create content like as much as you possibly can. And I'm doing it now. A lot of y'all don't care about my golf content. A lot of y'all, if we're being honest, a lot of y'all want to see me, Vicky,
and Xander. And the minute I post that, it's boom. Now you're gonna see where all my following is. The engagement goes through the roof.
Yeah.
But the minute I post things that I love and enjoy, the engagement is low. But that's okay.
Because you have to
guess
grow
what?
more.
I'm not moved by the likes and the comments and the views. I really don't care.
Your people got to find you.
But my people got to find me, and my people are starting to find me. And it's a process. So hey, listen. You have anything else? He got to get ready to go.
Yeah.
Life is good.
Nope.
That's I'm excited to continue in the process. I'm excited to continue the journey. I'm excited to keep grinding. I'm excited to keep disciplining myself and commanding my body to submit to the mentality that I know
I command you to grow.
that I'm trying to, get it to submit to, so that I can be like, there's a quote I posted on my Instagram. It said, a lot of times we always talk about, I die for my family. And that's especially in our community, man, I die for my family. I die for mine. Yeah, but will you live for them? Will you be healthy for them? Will you strive to have a optimal health, optimal living, so that your children's children can see you and you can still get down on the ground and play and do all the great, like that's what I'm living for. And so, listen, we love y'all. God bless y'all. We're so excited to continue on. We maybe have a few more episodes in this season, y'all. A few more episodes in this season. So y'all continue to stay tapped in, stay locked in with us. Make sure, if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and drop a comment down below. Let us know how the podcast has been blessing you, been blessing your family. Any questions, comments, any other topics y'all want us to hit, y'all let us know. And if you're not a Patreon member, aka WeFam, go ahead and sign up, because we got some lives coming up for y'all that's gonna be dope. So love y'all. God bless y'all. Peace.